Welcome everybody to episode 6 of Meet with Cheese Metaverse interviews. The purpose of this show is people and projects that you need to know about. And today I have an amazing guest. His name is Carel van Graan. He goes by Callie. He is the president of Global Village Publishing. He's the founder of the NFT Yearbook. He's been in publishing for 27 years and is aspiring to be the #1 publisher in the metaverse. Ladies and gentlemen, Callie van Graan.
Hey, nice to speak with you. LeDrop, how's it going?
It's going great, man. I heard about your project when I met your partner, Sven, during Bitcoin Miami week in April. We were both at this fancy kind of carbon market exchange, had their token drop and a green carpet event. And me and some of my buddies, we got to meet Sven, and he just told us all about the NFT yearbook. And I'm like, oh my God, this is such a great idea. I can't believe no one's doing this, but I'm really glad that guys with so much experiencing in the traditional publishing world are able to create some amazing products in the metaverse. So yeah, thank you so much for taking the time to meet with me today. I really think this is something that everyone needs to know about. So
yeah, it's like my partner Sven. He's got the great job. He hangs out at all the events while I'm the one sitting at the office doing all the admin work. But anyway, building all the books.
Well, I better be seeing you at Bitcoin Miami next time, and he could be doing the admin that week. You got to make.
I definitely am there. Yeah, the reason was I had a little bit of a visa issue where I was waiting for a visa to be issued, and that took a little bit of time. But I did go to NFT.nyc last month with Sven, so we had a lot of fun walking around there. But anyway, let me tell you a little bit more about Metaverse Publishing, or about what we do.
Yes, please.
So we've been in the book publishing business for 27 years between me and Sven, and what we do is we publish business coffee table books all around the world. I'm sure this is the one that you saw Sven carrying around, Innovate Miami.
Yeah.
We've got these books in 8 countries in the world, the Innovate books already, and we've done over 50 of them. But we've also got a couple of other series. Let me quickly share my screen, and I'm going to show you some of our main series.
Yeah.
So our company is called Global Village Publishing. We publish coffee table books around the world. We've got the Innovate series, the Best of series, and then we started Metaverse Publishing, which is built around the NFT yearbook. And something else you might have seen around lately is Women of the Future, which is one of our new series. It's actually doing really, really well. Women of the Future Web3, where we highlight the top 100 women in the Web3 space. And then, of course, the one that we're here to talk about, Metaverse Publishing. Now, what Metaverse Publishing is all about is becoming the publishers of the metaverse. And we've created technology where we build interactive 3D books. So if you look at this one, this is on OpenSea. This is just an album that we did for Wendy O, and yours will be building next week, I believe. We'll get it out. And the whole concept is, it's a book. We book publishers, we love books, and we've been in the business of publishing books for a long time. So what happened was we were sitting, let me just stop sharing so I can see you here. We started the Innovate blockchain publication in 2021. And while we were going around at the events, when Sven met you, we were like, okay, we're going to do this blockchain publication. And then we learned about NFTs, and we were like, whoa, this is so cool. We should make an NFT book. And that's when the whole process started. We started building the NFT book, and, went through a few iterations, got it right. And then everybody was saying, this is such a cool thing, that we decided we needed a fun project. And that's where the NFT yearbook actually started. So yeah, that's kind of a little bit of the history.
Yeah, that's fantastic, man. I'm really glad that you have joined us in the metaverse. And, this NFT yearbook, it really has a lot of different layers to it, and a lot of different things that highlight individuals in different categories. Tell us a little bit about everything that is encompassing this NFT yearbook.
So the NFT yearbook started off, like I said, as a fun project to use our interactive 3D books. Metaverse Publishing as a company is actually about a lot more. We want to take all the books that exist and take them into the metaverse as interactive 3D books. But the NFT yearbook specifically, I mean, everybody in the Western world knows yearbooks. We all have our yearbooks. My wife buys every single yearbook every year for every kid. So we understand the use of a yearbook. And we were sitting and going, whoa, there is so much happening. We are building the NFT space. We are building the blockchain space right now. We are the early adopters. And we are not recording that in a yearbook. That doesn't make sense. So that's why we started the NFT yearbook. And basically how it's going to work, it's going to be 420 pages. That's it for the mean numbers. We need to make sure we have that there. So it's going to be a 420 page book. We've got about 40 thought leaders in the book. We've got about 80 featured artists in the book. Then we have quite a decent section on NFT education, where we are basically, we want to teach people about NFTs, because these books are not only going to go to people in the NFT space already, and I'll get to that later. And then we have featured projects. We've got over 100 pages of projects. Actually, let me just show you what it's going to look like. I'm going to share my screen again.
Yes, and I also love your shirt. That's an NFT yearbook.
Yes, that's the NFT yearbook shirt. We got that for nft.nyc. So what you're seeing on the screen here is the NFT yearbook deck, which now obviously sometimes when Zoom is on, it kind of
slows everything down. Yeah,
it weirdens it out a little bit. But basically the idea is that we are going to print, it's an interactive 3D book NFT, like this one that you see on the screen, but we are also printing 20,000 physical copies of the books, like the actual books behind us. We are going to have 300 showcase NFT showcases in there, messages to the future. I'll show you some of it right now. Let me just get there. So we're going to have the thought leaders in the book. We're going to have the NFT awards nominees, because we are planning to do like a red carpet thing at the end of the year. So everybody that owns an NFT yearbook will be able to vote for their favorite influencers, their favorite projects, their favorite, literally anything based around the Oscars. And then we have a board that will be choosing the final winners. We're going to have a red carpet event where we're going to be awarding all these prizes. We've got NFT artists featured in the book. We've got NFT projects featured in the book. And then we've got the showcase pages. So what the showcase pages are, this is more in the traditional yearbook sense, where and these will all be dropped with the NFT, where people will have access, will have the ability to upload their own photo or their own profile pic or their favorite NFT and give a short quote that will forever be recorded in the NFT yearbook. And then we've also got like little tweet section where we have about, I think, 1,800 spots like that, which once again will be dropped on with the NFT. So some of the NFTs will have that as a attribute where people will be able to upload their profile pic or their favorite NFT and a little quote to be in the yearbook forever. And that's kind of the idea behind the yearbook. It's supposed to be a snapshot of the people, the projects, and everybody involved in the NFT space around this time.
Yeah, I love what you're doing for the community, because it's kind of, there is no awards. I mean, there are some companies that do like the NFT 100 awards, and I've seen things along those lines, but the yearbook is like a permanent, tangible showcase of, like you said, the most important people and projects in the space in the last year. And I really love what you're doing. And so as the end user, if I purchase an NFT yearbook, I'm also able to get a 1-year subscription to Impact. Tell us what that's.
Yes, of course. So, one of the things we know is that our community in the NFT space is one of the, the community is the most important thing to any project or anybody in the NFT space. And as a project or a company, we also have a responsibility towards our community. So that's why when we ran into impact healthcare or impact mental health care, these guys, they've got a set of mental health care tools that they've actually traditionally been supplying to large corporate companies. And it's a set of tools that can help you with addiction. It can help you with building your own self-esteem. It's not only, it's a full set of mental health tools, and they've traditionally supplied it to large corporates for their staff. And we came across that and we thought this is a great idea because, let's face it, in the NFT space, there is a lot of stress. I mean, you look at the collapse of some of the big guys like Celsius and Terra, and, there's obviously people in our community that's been affected by that. So we made a deal with Impact and with Impact Suite, and every owner of our NFT yearbook will receive a 1-year subscription to Impact Suite to help them look after their own mental health and deal with stress.
Wow, that is amazing. Yes, I agree. You don't often hear, like, especially on LinkedIn, I feel like that's where a lot of the builders communicate, not so many collectors, but the people building things in the metaverse. You rarely hear them talking about how these things are mentally impacting you. It's like, oh, I lost all this money. Yeah, you did, but the repercussions aren't just that you lost money. It's that it's adding stress. It's adding a certain level of depression. It's like adding so many different things with just one company falling apart. So I really appreciate that you are kind of getting ahead of that and incorporating such a powerful tool for the NFT yearbook community that you're currently building. It's just amazing, Callie.
Yeah, I mean, look, and it's also, we obviously we had a rough time this year with some of these big companies collapsing and people losing everything. But in general, I mean, how often have you woken up to find that we hit a bit of a bear market and crypto is down, and you just don't feel as excited as you did when it was all on the up and up, if you know what I'm saying. So
yeah. Really.
I think it's definitely a very important factor that we need to make sure happens, and that's why we've implemented it.
Yeah, it's great. I was in the Army. I did a tour in Afghanistan. 20 years ago when I was in the Army, mental health wasn't a thing. It didn't exist. It wasn't acknowledged. And even growing up, I didn't have any kind of resources or any doctors that were in my part of me growing up that were able to diagnose anything mentally, so it's really great that kind of the whole world and all these micro communities are embracing how important mental health is and how it can affect your life. So this is just another great part of your great project.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah. No, well, yeah, like I said, it's super important to us.
Yeah. So with the NFT yearbook, you said I'm going to be able to be in there?
Oh, yes, of course. You'll be in the NFT yearbook. We are busy working with everybody at the moment. So a funny thing happened, actually. When we started the project already earlier in the year, and we had to work around a few of the basics, and we kind of rethought it a couple of times along the way. How are we going to do the interactive book, and how are we going to make it all work? So there's been a few iterations, but the last one really after NFT.NYC, because when we came back from NFT.NYC, there was suddenly such a huge influx of people that wanted to be part of this NFT yearbook that we realized that if we had to do it the way we initially planned and give everybody a double-page spread, we will end up with a 1,000-page book, which is, not entirely feasible. So we made a few changes. Originally, the book was going to be the same size as our Innovate series, which is kind of a squarish format. And every project featured would have had a double-page spread. But what we decided on after NFT.NYC to accommodate everybody we've actually upped the size of the book to our best of series, which is a bigger book. And then what we're doing is we're scaling everybody down. The bigger projects are all getting a full page, and then the smaller projects are going on half pages. So we can accommodate so many more people in the book because, you know, we're taking a snapshot of an industry that is just absolutely amazing, and we want to try and get everybody in. So you're definitely in there as an influencer. We are going to get cracking on that. We're busy doing the onboarding at the moment. Yeah, maybe what I should actually tell you about the phases of onboarding. So for the NFT yearbook, there's 3 phases of the process. The first phase, which we are in full swing right now, is where we select people and companies and projects to be featured. So people apply to us, projects apply to us, we look at it and we select the ones to be featured in the book. And this first phase will cover about 1/3 of the available space in the book. And the reason we're doing it that way is, you know, we're working on this concept of a rising tide lifts all boats. So in other words, the projects and the people that we are selecting and putting in the book right now are all people that can talk about it. It's all people that can help spread the word about the project. And the more they spread the word, the better it is for everybody in the project. You know, that's just like they say, a rising tide lifts all boats. So we're busy in that space now, and we're doing all the design and selecting the projects and selecting the thought leaders and selecting the influencers and that. Then we're going into the second phase of the project once we're done with phase 1. And that is where the community will be able to nominate and vote for projects, people, influencers to be featured in the book. So in other words, phase 2, we're just opening it up to the community. We'll set it on the website. Anybody can nominate a project and their communities can vote for the project, and the ones with the most votes will be featured in the book. So we're going to be putting them in the book. And then the last phase of the book, which makes up about 1/3 of the whole book, is the ones that get dropped with the NFT drop. So I think I should take a step back. The project will have 9,669 interactive 3D NFT books. Each book will be connected or tethered to a physical book with the same number. So if you have NFT book number 720, you will have physical book number 720, and there will be some sort of, we're still working on the final tech there, but there will be some sort of tether between the two that will make sure that you can validate your physical book as the original that goes with this NFT. And in the actual NFT drop of the 9,669 NFTs, that is where we will randomly allocate space in the book. So the last third available pages in the book will be randomly allocated to people in the drop. So you could purchase an NFT yearbook NFT and end up with the inside front cover where you will be able to select what's going to go on there or choose what's going, within reason, of course. There has to be some editorial oversight, but you will be able to select what goes in there. Although most of the spaces, I think there's almost about 2,000 different spaces that will be randomly allocated in the drop. And most of those spaces are the little kind of traditional yearbook style things. So those are more aimed at the collectors and people like that, where it's like, you just want to have your face or your PFP and your quote in the first ever NFT yearbook. So yeah, that's how it works. That's phase 3. On Mint, we will be randomly allocated a lot of spaces to everybody in the book.
Awesome, man. I love it. So are you currently accepting projects to apply?
Yes, we are. We are working with projects. People can message me on LinkedIn or Twitter. There's on our website, I think there's a application form, but yes, we are currently accepting projects to apply to be in the book. We are accepting influencers. We're accepting nominations for thought leaders. So yeah, definitely reach out and shout. I mean, we definitely need as many awesome people in the book as we possibly can get.
Awesome. That's so great to hear. So you hear that, everyone? If you want to be in the NFT yearbook, or someone you know, or a project you love, you can submit an application on the NFT yearbook website, which is nftyearbook.io. So go there now, apply, learn about this project, and be part of our community, because I love what you're doing, man.
Awesome.
Yeah, you were saying like you and Sven were both out at NFT NYC this year. I was out there too. I hosted a couple of different events. One of them was Meet with Cheese. It was like an immersive networking lunch.
Nice.
And an official NFT NYC satellite event. It was really cool, really great group of people.
It's a pity we missed it, man.
Yeah, that's okay. You know, I'll be doing them every major conference. I typically host an event where it's more of a chill and chill environment, where you can get away from the conference and actually meet some meaningful people in the space. So next conference for sure. But tell me a little bit about your experience out there. You know, what did you think of all the madness during that week?
Look, NFT.NYC was a really good event for us. We enjoyed it. There was just a little bit too much going on, just like we couldn't get to your event because there were just so many events. There were so many speakers. It was hard to actually decide where to go and who to see. But it was absolutely amazing meeting all of these, you know, all of the people in the space. It was definitely one of the most fun events we've had. The one thing that did get to me a little bit, and that's caused me a little bit of heartache around NFT.NYC, is that the Wi-Fi was just not great around the main event. I don't know if you had the same problem, but I would meet people and we'd be like, hey, let's connect on Twitter, or let's connect on LinkedIn, and then, you know, it just doesn't work. So we had to revert back to traditional business cards. But you know, I suppose it is what it is. But yeah, it was really a good event. So we enjoyed it. I enjoyed it, and like I said, we had a great response from there. Just meeting everybody, it was really amazing.
Yeah, I can imagine your experience out there. You're just walking around meeting people, and you're like, hey, do you want to be in the first ever NFT yearbook? Like, I'm sure people were like, what? Oh my God, like, this is great. You know, like, it would have been fun to walk around with you that whole trip.
Yeah, that's I think one of the cool things about the NFT yearbook that we enjoy so much about it is, like, you know, when you have an NFT project, I mean, we all know your success is based around collaborations and building a community and everything. Now, oftentimes when two projects collaborate, they need to find a reason why they must collaborate. I mean, why must an ape help promote a lion or whatever? You know, it doesn't really have a lot in common. Whereas our project is actually designed for collaboration. It's like, dude, we're not even asking you to collaborate. We're giving you some space for free to be, you know, we're giving you a platform. We are putting you in the first ever NFT yearbook. And, you know, all you need to do is just talk about it. And the more you talk about it, the more you benefit from it, and the more anybody else in the book benefits from it. And if everybody talks about it, then it's just going to be a hell of a lot of fun. And then, of course, you know, the community at the back end, it's also nice to help, you know, in our roadmap. We have a Discord server, but that's kind of more just for to create tickets and to ask questions around it. Eventually, we will set it up better where it's going to be a backend for project owners. So in other words, more people that are involved in the NFT space, more of the builders, to have a place where they can communicate openly and, you know, build relationships. Because I think that's something that we're currently lacking a little bit in the space, is a place for builders to connect and collaborate and you know, just help each other out and talk about the issues and concerns. So yeah, it's also part of the whole plan.
That's great. Yes. Everyone, you got to go to nftyearbook.io, check it out. Follow Callie on LinkedIn and on YouTube. I got to watch your recent YouTube video. It was like 16 minutes about you're kind of describing the NFT yearbook. So that's also a really good educational thing. Yeah, I would say NFT NYC, you know, I went last year and this year. Last year, there were like maybe 80 or 100 satellite events. This year, there were over 400 satellite events. So it's definitely getting more popular, becoming more mainstream. But I would say my personal favorite part about the whole week is that you meet new people every day, but you start to notice that you're meeting like-minded people, and you see them at the second event on a different day and the third event. And then by the end of the week, you have each other's number, you're following each other on Twitter, you're basically made a brand new friend that you were kind of destined to help in their metaverse journey. That's my favorite part about it.
Oh yeah, that's definitely true. I mean, the amount of really cool people and friends that we made there, it's just phenomenal. It is amazing.
Yeah, definitely. It wasn't too bad for me either, because you know, I walk around like this.
Yeah,
and
I'm sure you attract attention. I love that look, man. That's brilliant.
Thank you. I mean, they're just like an Amazon product that you can get for like $40, but I've been doing it for a year and a half. So I was the first one. But
yeah, I think that's you said you met with my partner Sven at the Miami event. I think that's what attracted him to you in the first place, because you can't miss you, can you?
No. And it's kind of funny because, you know, at this point, after going to all these major conferences, people are like, hey, I know you. I mean, I remember those glasses. What's your name again? So they remember these, but they don't remember my name. But it's kind of cool walking around NFT NYC and people are like, oh, love those, whatever. And then I get to meet people with projects and I'm like, do you want to get interviewed? I would love to, you know, talk about your project and get you some free press or whatever, you know? So it's also a fun experience when you have something like that to offer someone that's a unique opportunity for them to kind of talk about themselves and what they're passionate about. So we're definitely similar in that way.
Oh yeah, no, I've been following you, you know, since the first time we spoke already, and I think what you're doing is absolutely brilliant, dude. Number one, the image with the glasses is great because it's a nice icebreaker. It makes you approachable, so people can approach you and chat to you easily, which is brilliant. And then this whole interviews thing and just helping to promote people all around. I mean, LeDrop has actually given us quite a few nominations for the yearbook since even since the beginning, since we started. He's done a few introductions and he's helped us a lot, which is brilliant.
Well, like you were saying earlier,
Joey is a favorite amongst us, so you know.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that, you know, and we're all gonna make it. You know, I'm a
That's it. Let's go.
Yes, let's
fucking go, man.
Fucking go.
Brilliant.
Oh yes, man. It's always great talking to you. I'm really looking forward to the NFT yearbook and all the other projects you have. I would love to do whatever I can to help you guys become the biggest metaverse publishing company in the world. And again, thank you so much for your time, Callie. It's, like I said, always great talking to you.
Awesome, Joey. Have an absolutely brilliant one.